Alrighty gang, welcome. How are we doing on this fine Thursday afternoon, morning, wherever you are? Good morning, good afternoon, as always. A very good evening, guys. Welcome. Another big day on the charts here today. We have some high impact news to come shortly for the Great British Pound with GDP to come. So the forecast is to be less than the previous, so based off the back of that, that would suggest potential weakness, that to lead to potential weakness for the pound anyway. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see, because it doesn't always translate in the charts, so we'll have to wait and see first of all what is the release from the data, if it is a positive or negative, and how it's translated over onto the chart. So not going to take any trade into it, obviously. But what we'll do is plan around it. Could be just a nothing burger as well. We'll have to wait and see. I think last month, from memory, I had a quick look at it before. Basically, just create a bit of an upper wick. The figures were positive for the pound, and then just after that, it just came back to basically where it started from. So we'll see. Anyway, we've got just over 5 minutes remaining until the news. So what we might do is we'll do the analysis. Going to say we might start on gold today, and then do the DJ analysis after we've actually had the news released. But anyway, we will start with gold. We'll start with gold, guys, because we're not going to get anything on GJ anyway for the time being. So guys, in the meantime, if you could please smash that like button, and I'll get underway. I'll get to you guys shortly in the chat. Do appreciate all for joining. Starting with gold, and what we can see is the current weekly candle is a bullish candle, high low, higher to the previous, but very strong level of resistance that we keep rejecting, which is around that all-time high. Currently pulled back below that previous weekly candle's low. However, based off the current weekly candle itself, we're going to be seeing where we could potentially pull back to either form that support, or if we begin to break below that support, that could provide us options to take a sell in anticipation of a deeper pullback into the current weekly candle itself. Looking at it on the daily, what we can see is still above the support I mentioned yesterday in stream. We're kind of stuck between 24.50 and the all-time high. We've actually closed pretty much at that level yesterday. The current candle has created a bit of a low wick and has since pulled back to create its upper wick. Forming bullish. We're going to mark in the high, we're going to mark in the low, and see what we've got below it. Obviously, we're going to have high, well, probable entries will come below previous daily candles low upon continuation once we have that lower high, lower low. Pulling back below daily resistance also by that point, which will likely lead to a deeper sell-off on gold. But as far as structure, we do remain bullish, but we are rejecting a key level of resistance. The 4-hour currently just pulling back. It's retested now that previous the support it broken out of from yesterday. We can see we are still technically bearish in structure. We did reject the last significant lower high yesterday, created a lower low, now pulling back up. Let's see if it's potential. Well, actually, this candle is about to close. It depends. So I'm using IC markets, and that's my broker. So this is the 4-hour candle about to close on IC markets. So again, it's a little bit confusing, because depending on the broker you're using, because if we would use a Wonder or Forex.com, I'm assuming you've probably been open already for an hour, the 4-hour candle. But based off that, we are technically bearish anyway. We've got counter probabilities to the upside. What I'm going to do is mark in some support at around the current, it's the previous daily candle's low, sorry. As far as resistance, I'm going to mark in a 30-minute. Resistance isn't until the upside far off for the time being. All right. So what I can see just now, just going to adjust that a little bit onto the 30-minute time frame, and that, believe it or not, is still technically bullish. It's respected a last significant lower high at this point, high low, sorry, at this point here, bounced off it, formed support, and we've since created a bit of a pullback, but it's not a really sustained move. It's just a trickle to the upside, very little volume, very difficult to trust the buys at the moment without a really strong catalyst. Just marking in some support, which resistance, sorry, which lines up with previous support here to the left hand side. Still gonna be flipping the micro trend. But what we've done on the way to downside from off the back of yesterday's bearish candle, we have formed resistance, create a bit of a pullback at this 24.58 sort of level. So that becomes a potential zone for price to pull back to grab some liquidity for either a price to reject, for our catalyst win price action to take a potential sell back down towards the previous daily candle's low, or sells, or B, for price to pop back up to that level with the volume, with the momentum, close above it, retest it, begin to pull away from it. At that point there, we've got clean traffic to the left, and there's a high probability it will continue to the upside. So buys above 24.58.30, sells below it basically. Now anything else in between, not all that keen on, to be honest, for the time being. I'd rather it pull up to that level to grab that liquidity where it's either going to reject or pop above it for the option to buy it. Now we're just forming support just now with a minute left on the M30 at this point here. Below it, we've likely got some very choppy traffic to the left, so it's not going to make it easy to sell it. It's just a mess to the downside. So that's this situation. What I prefer to see is if price was to reject just now and let it create a clean move, really clean, the cleaner the impulse and the deeper the impulse, the better, because it gives us more margin if it does pull back, form a resistance to sell it again. Or even if it just pulls back to down to the support, forms another support at level and cuts through that mess to the left, it just makes the range, opens up the range to more high probable trades in my opinion. So that is gold. So yeah, the only other option I see is if we now pop back down to, go back to the 30-minute for a second, to this support on the M30, which lines up with the resistance we've broken out at the start of the day. If we pop back down to that level yet again and form another support above it, then I'd potentially look for my calcium price action to take a buy from above that 24.50 sort of level, psychological round number. So that's what I'd be looking at on gold, the buys above. And that is probably it for the time being. We'll reassess if price does pop below that level, but that's what I'll be looking at for the time being, guys. Let's have a look at GJ. Some news just being released, and nothing so far. What's the spreads like, my broker? Sorry, just opening up my magic keys. All right, the spreads on GJ at the moment, not too bad, just over a pip on IC markets. All right, so news came out as per predicted. So as per the forecast, and perhaps it was priced in prior to the event, who knows, but it hasn't really made much of a move at all off the back of it, which is good. It hasn't totally ruined the charts, but still doesn't mean GJ's in a very good level to be trading it right now. It is pretty ordinary price action, to be honest, but nonetheless, guys, let's do the analysis on GJ and see what we can come up with. All right, so on to the weekly time frame. Once again, called it at the beginning of the week on the Sunday weekend update that it would not surprise me if GJ just shoots straight up that low wick and not necessarily come back. So once again, looking at the current weekly candle based off the back of the formation to the upside, I'll be looking to see where potentially price could pull back to either form support, or if it starts to break below, close below, potentially look for our options to sell it below levels of support as well. Onto the daily, showing signs of exhaustion in the price action itself. We are technically bearish in structure. Previous daily candle, an inside bar candle, closing right near its open. Current candle has very little volume whatsoever. So that 189.50 proven to be a pretty difficult level for price to pop above. It doesn't really line up much to the left. I mean, it's a round number. So if we were to break the current daily candle's low, let's just see what we've got below it. Seeing we're showing signs of exhaustion on the previous candle, and the current candle has created a significant upper wick respecting a higher than previous daily candle. So let's see what we've got below current daily low. Looking at the 4 hour doesn't look great. 4 hour looks an absolute pigsty. Looks a mess, guys, to be honest. This is consulting, printing barcodes. So personally, when I see GJ like this, I was away from stream, I would just and flick over to gold and just watch gold. I would not even bother with it personally. But nonetheless, let's continue with the analysis. Just going to mark in some zones and then we'll see what we can come up with. So for our structure, still remains bearish as well. So we've got the daily bearish, got the 4-hour bearish. The 4-hour is just absolute mess, just showing signs of exhaustion. Yeah, we're still below previous daily candles low. M30 structure is, I look to it, still bullish. So we've got a 2v2 bias at the moment. We've got 2 time frames to the upside, 2 time frames to the downside, but there is just no clear price action at all. It's just not trending. It's just stuck in a choppy mess at the moment on GJ. So just let me adjust this zone quickly. So what I'd be looking for on GJ is to form support at this point here. That's the current daily candles low. Below it looks like we might have some clean traffic. So for me, what I'd be looking for is really like price to make a clean move back down to this support. At the moment it's just chopping about, so we need to cut through all the mess. But if we do pop back down, and let's just say we even pop below it only to start closing back above, similar to what we had yesterday, then I'd be looking for my price action catalyst to take a buy back up from the current daily candles low, from the support at that level at around that 188.850. Now if we were to start closing below it, there's a high probability at that point there we're going to come back down towards 188.560 and potentially down to the 4-hour zone at 188.30. So off the back of that, if we break the current daily candles low, retest it, begin to pull away from that zone, at that point there I'd look for a potential sell option. And obviously be looking for the buys above the high. Still makes sense, the buys above the resistance, but the stubborn levels, so we need a closure above. The amount of times we've pulled up to it and rejected, we've got, well, obviously the first time we created resistance at that point, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts, and each time we failed to actually break above. So I want to see definitely a closure above, no impulse entries. It's a key level, so it needs to close above, tap in and look for the continuation buy. Now as for of the sells as well, I'd be looking for just to play the range. If price did make a clean move up only to reject, it will make absolutely perfect sense to look for a sell option, take it back down. So very simple analysis, but for the time being we just need to let it make a move because it is in a bit of a choppy mess on GJ. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense, guys, and if it does, show some appreciation and let's hit the like button. It's been a really good week, guys. Been a cracking week on my behalf. I hope you guys have had, you know, likewise. I hope you've had a good week. Seems as though every time I have a little bit of a setback week, I come back really strong the following week, and this week's no exception. Or Brad, good morning, good afternoon, sorry to you. Tony Gold, good day mate. Carl F, as always. Benny C, good morning brother. Sexy, Franco, Dot, Steve, Dean, you guys, appreciate you all. Thank you one all for joining. Let me set up a Zoom call. And don't forget also, guys, if you could smash that like button. And really good to see a few new names and new faces in a VIP. Some are familiar. It's good to have you guys on the team now. So yeah, so we're just waiting, guys. What's JJ up to now after the news? So that's what I mean. Doesn't always necessarily translate over onto the chart. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but you've got the main indicator here, the GDP month on month, coming out as negative, but the pound's actually going up. So let's have a look at GU. Yeah, as is GU. So GU looking all right for buys, but the issue is you really, in my opinion, need to wait for a closure above, and at this rate it could make the move in between. But if that is to be the case, then what you'll be looking for is rejection of 128.650 for a potential sell option, or if nothing else, wait for price to come back down to retest 128.50, gonna pop back above, form your support, and then look for a potential option and buy it based off that scenario that was to eventuate. Got the suitcase out today, gave that dust. God, it's amazing how much dust things can accumulate when they've not been touched for a few months. So real dust. Did a bit of a spring clean today before I head away, so looking forward to it. Next time after this week, probably next time you see me on stream, will be rocking a singlet, a basketball top. I can't wait. Not the weather's been that bad here though of late. It's actually been quite nice. Alright, gold. So the issue of gold now, if it breaks, closes above the current daily candles high, there's not a great deal of margin. You got not even 20 pips. There is no impulse entry because first of all, this candle's closed below the resistance. It would have a massive stop loss if you were to use the current candle's low as well. It's just not the cleanest at the moment for me to warrant taking an impulse entry. If 15 is closed well below the resistance, yeah, I'm not keen on this, guys. Really not keen on that. So in the meantime, it's likely going to eat into the margin even if it closes above the M15. So once again, in my opinion, it's best just to wait for it to pull back up towards that 24.57, 58 sort of level and see how price reacts to it, and then look for options to either direction. There was some high impact Aussie dollar news today as well, and off the back of that, the Australian dollar has gone to the upside. So unemployment change came out as greater than expected, greater than a lot higher than forecast. So no wonder why the Aussie's taken off. That's what I want to see personally. Jellyfish, what do you think of Russia falls in war? Will gold skyrocket upwards? Not too sure what to make of that, to be honest. America's confiscated pretty much all the Russian assets, haven't they? As they always do. Get involved in everything. Look, it could be a good thing for as a risk on appetite if that's to be the case. So it could do the opposite, to be honest, but yeah, I'm not too sure. It's one of those ones you just need to wait and see afterwards, but I don't think that's And I mean, that's a sad thing what's going on, but there's obviously is a lot more issues, you know, with the economy worldwide, other geopolitical issues as well around the world. But just, you know, for the amount of credit in the financial system around the world, it's just not, it cannot be sustained at all. So I'm of the belief there'll be a reset at some point, which would mean, I would assume personally, I would think gold would go to the upside based off that, more so as a store of value, because it's a tangible currency asset. I think it's just been recently listed by the World Reserve Bank as the only tier 1 asset other than US dollar, which will lose its tier 1 eventually, because the fact of the matter is the petrodollar is now really no longer exists, with Saudi Arabia not honoring the contract. Apparently, I think it was last month, they've decided to move alongside with the BRICS, which is to be expected, I suppose. So that means they can trade oil for other commodities like gold. They don't need to trade in US dollar for even, you know, farm products and that, like wheat and all that stuff. They no longer have to pull the residual money back into US bonds. So I think personally, I think that it's going to be the fall of the US dollar is going to, at some point, it's going to eventuate in the near short term, not necessarily this year, but I reckon next year or two for sure, something's going to happen. Jellyfish, as far as I think, it brings a lot of instability in geopolitical sense, and people are, as always, try to secure their assets. Yeah, well, that's the thing, correct. So yes, based off that, I am in agreement that gold and silver as well. Silver is another one. Not sure what to think of Bitcoin, to be honest. I'm personally not invested at the moment. All right, gold making the move. All right, let's see what happens on gold. We are now to reject or close above. Now, what I probably, the preference for me to see right now, but it can do whatever it wants to do, it doesn't have to listen to me, is if at this level of resistance we actually reject, triggering some sellers, close 15-minute candle back bearish, still going to close the M30 strong bullish candle, and if we are to look for buys, following M15 in gold, that pause candle at resistance, close above the resistance here to the left, retest, continuation, and that would be an option to buy it. My concern is if it actually continues the upside now and closes above, my concern is it's made quite a big push. It's a very strong candle itself, so let's just say 30 closes above, or the 30, let's mark from the bottom, 30 would be about 60 plus pip candle. So usually in that instance, I'd rather see what we had yesterday on GJ, or even gold yesterday as well, where we have that little pause. So if we close above on this 15-minute candle, to make me feel comfortable, and it doesn't mean it can't continue on the following candle, retest and just go, but what I want to see is I want to trigger in once again some sellers at that point, form a little pause back above previous resistance, still going to close again the M30 above it. Well, if that M30 would be the closure of this 15-minute candle. But if the first 15-minute candle of the next M30 creates that pause, tapping back into that zone, closing back week bearish, then I'd be looking for very similar to yesterday's, creates a low wick, begins to break above the pause candles high, creates a high low high high in the M30. That would be a potential option, so we'll see. And obviously it's at a level to potentially sell it as well. Picalio, how are you, brother? Welcome, bro. #1 video editor out there. If anyone needs video editing done, hit the man up. He does some fantastic work. All the YouTube shorts are all his creation. So yesterday's stream, man, that was an absolute quality stream. Really good stream. I think a few of the trades that the 2 trades I called both actually played out absolutely perfectly. PJ just rejecting, so gold is going to be the focus. Alright, GU is looking good. So GU is pretty much doing what I want to see gold do at the moment. So you got a nice strong closure above in the M15. Now what I'd be waiting for is this candle's close weak bearish. It's going to close the M30 still above that resistance. And as the new candle, look, if this candle actually retests, the new candle doesn't necessarily need to pull back to tap into that zone again. So long as this candle does it just now, new candle can just open up. Small low wick as it begins to break. There's the entry. The GU is looking really good.
Hey, good morning.
Hello, Franco. How are you, brother?
Hi.
That's it, mate.
I'm okay. And you?
Yeah, good. Very good, mate.
Okay, yeah.
You looking at
So,
GU?
no trades taken till now.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think just yet. GU's looking pretty good.
Yes. So, maybe there could be something in. So, also the news were not negative or positive. So that means for me,
bit of a mixed bag.
The price action should do
its thing.
It should do. So let's see.
Yep, that's it. If this closed weak bearish, it could be a pretty good option. Be good if it taps in just now, though.
Yeah, the only issue is that I'm not taking the limit order here is because we don't have a wick on the bullish candle.
No, I wouldn't be taking limit order, to be honest.
Pardon me?
I would not be looking at limit order as well.
No, with the circumstances not.
Yeah. No, but if it did tap in and then close back weak bearish, what I mean is the following candle doesn't necessarily need to pull back to retest this zone. It can just small lower wick and then you can look for an entry.
Yeah.
As it breaks. So it's good, it's tapped in now. So if it bounced off, goes back weak bearish, would be entries on the following M30. Gold rejecting. So later today, we've got retail sales for the US dollar. So it's going to be another big day all around. Is it French and Italian bank holiday? But the German market's still open, so it's still obviously you got the power, the British market's open as well. So it's still definitely going to be enough volume in there. What else have we got moving forward? Tomorrow, some more high impact news for the Aussie dollar and again for the pound. We starting to stream after that, so hopefully the move would have been priced in already. And that seems to be it for the week. Some orange file news, consumer sentiment. So the main, well, for the US dollar anyway, for gold, the main news is out the way later today. Eight trades this week, guys. Quite a lot for me. That's actually heap for me at this stage of the week. But it's been a good one. Alright, so gold does close back bearish here. It's not a bad thing for triggering sellers at a level of liquidity where you would anticipate if we were going to trigger in sellers, it could be at this point. And all I need to wait for is well, it just depends. If this closes strong bearish, I'd want it to close near its low. Reason being, because then I'll be waiting for a new candle. Right, just a bit of a pause again, like so. And at that point, we've got clean move down, or clean move up. If we broke the minor pause, it's likely going to make a clean move down. But the thing is, if it closed like so, and then we form support here, we've got that wick to contend with, so I'm not as keen on that. And the other option, like I mentioned before, is if this candle closes as is, and then the following candle closes bullish engulfing, very similar to yesterday's trade, I'll be looking for the same type of buy. Upon the confirmation, we've got the engulfing candle. So lower wick, and then entry as price begins to break.
Just a question to gold, to the market structure here.
Yeah.
So you have put here a resistance.
Yep.
H4 resistance, but it don't appear on my chart. So this for me is a M30.
I've just going in because it lines up these wicks from the candles we broke out of yesterday. Finally retested it for the first time.
Okay.
So it was support over to the left, but I mean, doesn't make much a difference if you got in blue or gray, sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I've got it in gray, because it was a strong level to the left. So I want to see if we do actually respect it, or we start to pop above it.
Okay.
But it would not change my opinion of it. I'll still be looking for the strong closure above, and look for the buy.
Yeah, I'm looking more for buys on gold.
Yeah.
When we pass through this resistance. So I will not take a sell, so because
okay,
the margin is not enough for me.
Yep.
Take a sell at that area. But okay, let's see.
Yeah, that's it. Just wait and see. I want a 30-minute closure above. Really like to see a 30-minute closure above. Because the 15, we actually still got resistance up until this point.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if we get that engulfing in 15. I'll definitely consider it. All right, I might let TikTok in on the fun. All right, so this stage looks like we're closing below on gold. Closing doji as well. Not great. Not great at this stage. Just need to, again, I want that closure above first of all. So we'll see. It'd be better if it closes bearish. And then followed by the bullish engulfing. And GJ at the moment, it's just a bit of a mess. Have we got any margin above 15-minute resistance here? It's really choppy. Really choppy. Let's just measure it either way. Yeah, barely. Potential above 189.20. Potential buys, but it has to be really mint. And to be honest, by the time it closes above, what's likely going to do is eat into the margin, leave us not even 10 pips to retest the high. So at that point there, it's likely not going to be a valid entry. We've got the M30 closing. How is gold closed? Still closed below? Do you close bullish or bearish in the 15? Close in doji. Right at it. So we'll see. We'll see on gold. Minimum, we need a strong bullish engulfing candle. Brandon, good day to you, mate. Bar, good day to you. Flavius. Welcome guys on TikTok. Hope you're doing well.
So GU didn't close like I wanted, unfortunately. Okay. Closed below the resistance.
Yeah.
So
no entries.
Waiting game.
Correct. So perhaps it's grab liquidity from the upsides, close below it. The issue is, doesn't mean you can just sell it because you're selling it straight into some support. It's still closed bullish on the M30. So it could just create a low wick and begin to flip. But for me, there's no confirmation buy it as well because he closed back below that resistance. So for the time being, like Franco says, just a waiting game on GU. That's what we do when candles print. After they're printed, we reassess. Excuse the lag, guys. I've had issues last few days with computer. The internet's not the best here in Oz. Shayla, good day to you. Lau, good morning, my friend. 71 Aimer. Welcome. What to watch? They both look like crap at the moment, GJ and gold. All right, so how about we do some Bitcoin analysis, guys? Domi forever, Lexus TV, welcome. Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. All right, let's look at Bitcoin, guys. Let's do some analysis. Let's do the top-down analysis on it. Good thing was, yesterday it created a move absolutely perfect in accordance to the price action I'll be looking for on GJ and gold. We spoke about it on the VIP call. It's really good to see it because it just gives me more confidence to trade it moving forward. All right, so starting at the weekly, current weekly, look at that. So it's rejecting. All right, it's pulled back up to create a significant upper wick, respecting the previous weekly candle's high, and is now rejecting. Let's mark in the current weekly candle's low and see what we've got below that level there. Looking at it on the daily, structure itself still remains bullish from this big impulse which created the all-time high. So as long as it continues to close above 50k roughly on the daily, structure is technically bullish. But what we do have is the previous daily candle closing back a strong bearish candle. Current candle has a lower high, lower low. and we are approaching the current weekly candles low yet again. So below it, we can see there is some pretty clean traffic down towards that 55k level. Onto the 4 hour, and we can see we're at support, at a very strong level of support just now. Structure wise, we still remain bullish. We will remain bullish as long as we remain above the support, this swing point here, 54.54 roughly. And so at the moment we're retesting the support now. So this becomes a level where, based off the 4 hour anyway, I'd be looking for options to buy it below it. Definitely be looking for options to sell it. So sells below that point there. Now as far as resistance, the most recent resistance is 61k. Onto the 30-minute time frame, we're technically bearish by the looks of things on the 30-minute. All right, so bit of a mess just above the support. So what I'd be doing is marking in that resistance on Bitcoin, and what I would say is we remain below it. I mean, we're going to flip the 30-minute structure back bullish on a closure above 59, just over 59.10, that sort of level. But what I would say is, because the current weekly candle was flipped back bearish, let's just mark in the open. It's just there. All right, so that's where the 30-minute structure basically flips. If we do pull back towards that 59.60, only to reject, and I'd be looking for my options to sell it back down towards the current weekly candle's low. Now, because it's a bit of a mess to the left-hand side, it's going to be difficult buying it without making a clean move prior to a buy option. Reason being is because it could reject at any of these points just here, the consolidation. So in this sort of instance, to trust the buys, what I prefer to see is create a clean impulse up, then pull back, and then we start to play within some clean traffic again. Opens up the range to more probable entries in my opinion. So that's what I'd probably be waiting for personally. The buys above that resistance would make sense. Buys above 59 and 630 roughly. And obviously the sells below. Yep, sells below that current weekly candle's low also. You could just adjust this zone and say closures below that point there. Now, if we actually pop down a little bit further, create a lower low, and then we start to break above the most recent resistance formed at 58.60, that could also provide potential options to buy it, bouncing off the 4 hour support, breaking a resistance, breaking a 30, flipping a 30-minute structure back bullish at that point as well. So that is when I would trust the buy. So yeah, I think that's also valid, guys. If it bounces off the 4 hour support and starts to close above 58.60, we'll look for the buys. Otherwise, sells below, sells from resistance, buys above the resistance. TikTok, welcome everyone. Hamish, Dougie, perhaps Abood, FMN, that's all I'm gonna call you. Thank you for sharing this stream, my friend. Mike Nolan and Gaz, welcome guys. It's not the great Gazo, is it? Yari Ablett, none of you will have any idea what I'm talking about. Only the Aussies would have a clue. No, I'm talking about senior, not junior. Although he was a gun as well. He was probably just as good, if not better than his old man, but senior was just on another level. He was unbelievable, that guy. Back in the good old days when footy was good. Clarksonization, Paddy, good day to you. So GJ breaking that resistance. So like I said before, there is no entry because we closed below it, or no entry for me on the impulse, and likely not going to be an entry on closure above it because you're likely not going to have the margin to do so. So the time being, measure it in, you don't even have 10 now once you account for spread. So that being said, what we need to do, or what I need to do, or what I'm going to do anyway, is wait to see how price reacts to the resistance. If it does pull back up to that level, and look for my options to either sell it, or if we start to close above, start planning options to buy it. Very simple. God, yeah, God, he was good, man. That was back in the day. I used to go to footy all the time and used to love it when we played the Cats, just to see him. Never knew what was going to happen. Strong rejection on gold. Difficult at the moment, guys. So now gold, we're gonna have to wait and see how price reacts to support by the looks of it for potential options to buy. Now you could move this support up to that level there, and seeing we've made a clean move from that level and we're making a clean move back down to it. I'm not going to necessarily look for sells below because you run straight into more support, but I would consider the buys above it. If we do form some support, it gives me my signal within price action. That's an area I would look to get involved in a buy option. So just have to wait and see. Nay, Christian, Zayshan, Riz, Daddy, Anarchy 78, welcome. User 344, Sajinda, Keisha, welcome guys. Everyone on TikTok. Bipe, good day to you. Mr. Batman. Zaid, every day, mate. Every single day. But definitely every day on YouTube. And pretty much every day on TikTok. It's rare that I don't stream on TikTok anymore. TikTok used to be just every now and then, but now it's every day as well. But next week I'll be taking a little bit of a break. Probably just that week or week and a bit. I'll still be working with the members while I'm away. But from around the second week, when I'm more settled in over there and I've got access to my office with my normal setup, I'll be streaming back live again on both platforms. Make sure to follow. Amir and Jordan, Ants, g'day, welcome guys, welcome. Feel free to say g'day, ask questions guys, ask any question, it's all good. Tom, Ben, KC, 8, welcome. Kyle left today, greed, got me. Had a gold buy at 24.54.02, had stops to break even at 24.57.39, was holding, oh really? Now, my friend, we need to have a proper plan for that. So, I understand and I respect everyone trades differently. Not everyone, 10 pips is not for everyone. Some people think it's just, you know, makes no sense to secure some profit at 10 pips. But yeah, I would not feel great about that had I had, you know, around 30 pips on the table. More than 30 pips and not secure anything, got stopped out break even. Irrespective of also the account size and the lot size, I would not feel good about that personally. Because if you're to target, like how to widen a target, let's just say, you know, 100 or whatever, 200 pips, then it's more of an intraday / swing trade. So there's no point getting to break even if that's the case, because you got to actually leave it, let it do its thing, give it more room to do its thing. If you believe in your analysis and you think it's a buy, and you know, got your catalyst or your confirmation to buy it, then in my opinion, you just need to let it do its thing. And perhaps not, if you're going to get to break even, then that means you should be securing some profit at that point. Sudi bust, Ali, joke, Xanderberry, Max, Carolina food, name was whatever was given. Welcome guys. So we're just chilling at the moment. Gold rejecting resistance of marked in, however it's no option in my opinion to sell it, nor is there an option to buy it just now. So we're just waiting, chilling until, by the looks of it, London Open. GJ, we've just had some high impact news not all that long ago, and it's now just range bound. So when it's seeing its range bound, I want to see how price reacts to resistance. We are currently rejecting, popping back below in an area of consolidation. There is no sells based off that, and if it does reject, then I'll be waiting to see how price reacts to support. That's very simple, guys. Don't get involved in anything between that doesn't, you know, tick the box. That's not valid. We just simply wait for price to move to the levels we want to get involved in a trade. Ben KC8, good morning to you, mate. Sudip, just, oh god, these names, man. You guys don't make it easy. Just call you Sudip. When London session, I think it's going up to 63, 64 on gold. Is that what we're talking about? Perhaps it could. If you got a confirmation, then by all means take an entry. For me, I don't have any entry, any confirmation. So even if I think it will go up, I can't enter because I don't have the confirmation to do so. Keshav, g'day to you. Razal, g'day to you. Thought I'd share a lesson for all. Carl left. Well, that's it, mate. It's a good way for everyone to learn. That's why I say to the VIP, just put yourself out there. If you're taking a trade, don't be shy to call it, irrespective of the result, because at least you're putting yourself out there, and you know, it's a good way to develop because you get feedback. Obviously, anyone put their result in a trade in there, I will definitely provide feedback. And there's some really experienced traders in there as well, who I personally trust to provide some knowledgeable feedback as well. Crypto Link, Luke, how are you, brother? I saw you in a VIP chat a second ago, but you popped out. Daniel, good day to you. Chev, all good. Sudip, just before I ate the market, it was like both profit and buy. So yeah, as long as it's a profit, that's the main thing. No one goes broke taking profits. The old saying. Where am I from? Sunip. From Melbourne, Australia, my friend. But I spend a lot of time over in Thailand. I have a house there. I have my little man, and I have my lady as well. So I'm heading back there next week. Shav, you're also in Melbourne. Nice one. Yeah, TikTok's got a lot of Aussies, I've noticed. YouTube's pretty much everyone, but there might be a few, but not many. I know, Brad, you're an Aussie. Sudip from Sydney. Nice one. CryptoLink, trying to listen in during work, in and out today. All good, mate. All good. I'll be on anyway for later for pre-NY. Thursdays. Look, sometimes I stay on for just as long, but not always. Sometimes I just call it a little bit earlier on a Thursday. So, but I will be on later with the VIP for sure. I usually do the market update live on Thursday and roll it into a pre-MI session. Do I provide mentorship? I do, mate. Yeah, I've got a Discord VIP. Some of the guys in the chat are in there. Heaps of education there. There's more than 80 pre-recorded educational videos, which covers everything about the way I trade. There's many other things going on within there. And I do private coaching, but not as much anymore, to be honest, because the VIP takes up a lot of my time. Yeah, but if you are interested, I mean, you can jump across to YouTube. The links are on the description on the YouTube stream. Otherwise, send me a DM and I can get back to you, because TikTok I can't send links in. Good link, you'll be there. Nice one. How good are those sessions? I forgot to upload. I've got the recording from yesterday's. I forgot to upload because there was a fair bit of education on there. Sudip, yesterday I did predict CPI news and predicted sell up to 44 and done. Nice one. Good work. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you can work on fundamentals. For me, I'm not the biggest when it comes to fundamentals. I know the basics. But the only thing is, it doesn't always, like I mentioned, what the data, what the data prints doesn't necessarily translate across onto the charts always. So in my opinion, it's a bit of a risk trading the news, but doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's just not for me. Mike, appreciate the share. Thank you very much. Kashav 2453.781 buy zone. 53. No, my buy zone's a little bit lower down. The most recent support 2452.58. But that's the beauty of trading. We can all make money and we can all have a different opinion. Some can be looking for a sell, make money. Some can be looking for a buy and make money. The way people draw in their zones is very different. Some don't use the zone, some just use horizontals. I use an actual box you guys can see. It's just whatever you guys, what works for you, what you guys can make work for yourself. It's all subjective. There is no real right or wrong, but it's about defining what sort of edge works for you, and that's what I have done. I've crafted over the past, almost 8 years now, 7.5, 8 years. And trading pure price action at certain levels, waiting for my catalyst, is what works. Sticking to the rules, not, jumping in on anything in between, because that's where I tend to get myself in trouble. Sudip, I think this market will buy after 48.50. What do you think? 48.50? Yeah, I think it's a good level where buyers could step back in once it closes above the resistance here to the left. But what I want to see is price retest it and begin to pull away from it at some point, and that would give me my confirmation. So it's not confirmed just yet, but if it closes above and retests and begins to pull away from it, then I think it's a pretty strong confirmation. Lucas, could you give us a breakdown? Well, on gold, I'm looking for the buys above. Sells, well, sells are going to be difficult now because this candle's just, it's eating into the margin. There is no real sell at the moment, but the actual bias on gold is technically neutral. So we've got the weekly forming bullish. So based off the weekly and seeing we're coming towards the end of the week, what this suggests to me is I'd be looking to see what levels price could potentially pull back to either A, form a support at to head back up in line with the actual current weekly candle and potentially come back up towards the high, or B, if we pop below that support, what sort of traffic do we have below it? And if we break a support, what we do know is there's a high probability price is going to come back down to the next support, wherever that might be, like so. So based off the weekly, that's how I see things at the moment. The daily structure itself still is bullish. The daily candle closed yesterday though bearish, but it did close at a resistance here to the left. So at 24.50 is a pretty strong level. 24.48 we are currently bouncing off. We've obviously created a bit of a low wick. We are respecting the low of that previous daily candle. We've pulled back quite significantly into it. Below the current daily candle's low is likely going to be options to sell it. Perhaps the 4-hour structure is technically still bearish. It rejected a last significant lower high yesterday, just here, and we still remain below it. So as long as we continue to close below it, structure wise it's technically bearish. What we're doing now is create a lower high, lower low, looking like we may potentially exhaust that is previous support here to the left, but there's no confirmation yet. You still got, on my broker, 3 hours left. On other brokers you might have 2 hours left for this candle to close back and see if it would close, and see if it closes back bearish, or even like so would suggest exhaustion to the upside at a previous level of support, so that could hold as resistance. And the M30 is technically bearish. What we can see just now is on the way to the downside yesterday within creating that daily bearish candle. We had formed a little swing here, formed a resistance at a 24.58 sort of level. We've just recently retested it and we are currently rejecting it. So we remain below it. There's a high probability we continue to downside. The issue is there is no clean areas to sell it at the moment. So in this sort of situation, what I prefer to see is price make a clean move to cut through all these wicks to the left, which price could reject at any point, create the clean move, then pull back, potentially retest this support, reject it again, and look for my catalyst within price action to sell within cleaner traffic at that point. Now, the other option is if it just melts and we pull up at any of these levels of support. So let's just mark it in for horizontal for the time being. We've got pretty much 3 or 4 different levels here. If we just melt, I'll be looking for my price action catalyst for a potential buy. Take it back up as well. Oh, excuse the lag, like so, roughly. So that's my opinion of gold at the moment. Now, further option is to buy it above the high. So we have triggered in sells at the resistance. Once again, we're going to continue bearish. We don't really have much of a need to pop above it. If we do pop above it and start to close above it, then at that point there, the high probability we will continue to the upside. So that's the other option I'm waiting for. But at the moment, there is just no entry. We've got 3 minutes, just over 3.5 minutes until London Open. We'll see what happens at London Open. So hopefully that makes sense. If it does, make sure to smash that screen. So did 8 years. Wow. I'm like 1.5 years. Yeah, give it time, man. It takes time. Trading takes a lot of time, patience, dedication, discipline. Alex, good morning to you. Hope you're well, brother. Good to see you again on stream. Lucas, any setups on GJ? Yeah, GJ is also a bit of a mess because we had the news about nothing at the moment on GJ. I want price to pop up to 189.34, 40, 189.40. See how price reacts to it. If it does reject, potentially look for a sell. And if it starts to close above, then I've got options to look for a buy to take it back up towards the current weekly candles high. Retest the weekly candles high, and with the volume momentum, high probability at that point there. Then we've got a catalyst, the closure above that we're going to continue and create a higher high. The current weekly is forming a bullish candle, engulfing the previous week bearish candle. So that would make sense based off that. Otherwise, buys from lower down from the support, sells from below, closures below that support as well. Here he is. Welcome, mate.
Good morning, how are we doing?
Very well, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good. It's been a long old week. How have you been going?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Been a really good week, mate. Yeah, the last few days have been really good. Yesterday. How about yourself? Been on the charts much?
No, literally nothing for me this week. I've still been marking up, playing around with that 4-hour idea.
Okay, yep.
I've been doing that before I go to bed and sort of setting some ideas and just seeing how they play out.
And how's that going?
I'd be in gold right now. I would be nearly got to 90 pips in profit earlier.
Oh wow!
On the last M30, but I had an EU one which went into profit a bit and then tanked.
All right.
So a bit hit and miss, but
Yeah,
the idea is right. But that's why I'm just playing around with it.
yeah, that's it.
And I'm literally just marking up charts and just going, all right, let's see what this happens. Let's see what happens with this. So no harm done. So yes, just see how it all plays out.
That's it, mate. That's all you can do. Just gather all the data and see, you know, how often it would have won, the win rate, and the return on it, and then you know if it's worthwhile.
Exactly, and obviously all the inflation news this week as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I could have looked at some of the lunch times, our time here.
Yeah.
But what's the point?
No, exactly.
Been to the casino. Don't need to go again at the moment.
Nah. It's one of those stories, so no.
You're off to Thailand next week.
Yeah, mate. Tuesday.
When do you fly? Oh,
Tuesday day.
see
1 p.m. my time. So can't wait. London Open, guys.
Beers, or are you gonna be? Oh, sorry.
No, all good, mate. Just announcing we're coming to London Open. A few seconds. We are open. Where's the sound effects? There we go. Keep forgetting about the sound effects on YouTube. And that will do. It's not a bell.
Bag of tricks.
Yeah, there is. TikTok, sorry, not YouTube. TikTok's great with the sound effects. We need the sounds. That's annoying. That one actually. Thank you for the follow. Kshav, no, not UJ. Right, so GJ, not what we want, to be honest. GJ's just a mess, an absolute mess at the moment. Across the board, the 4 hour is ugly, really ugly. The M30 is not much better at all. And the 15, pretty much the same as the 4 hour, absolute mess. So very choppy price action. In this case, this is where I just rifle, let it create a move, cut through the mess, and then look for options either side of the move. Flying economy as well. No business class here, my friends. Don't have the cash for it, to be honest.
Justin.
Yes, mate.
Can you maybe take a look on GU?
Yep. Oh, okay. Close to buff.
The only issue which I have is I'm not having much margin. It's only 5 pips.
Yeah.
But right now we are getting 5 pips.
Stop loss.
Creating a lower point, 5 pips.
Yep. Yeah, it would make sense based off that. You got a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
I like it, the fact that it closed above, rejected, it closed back below, and now we're back above, and that Catalyst M15 is also engulfing candle, and not only engulfing that previous bearish candle, it's engulfed the entire resistance.
Yeah.
So I think GU looks pretty good, looks the best of the bunch.
Yeah, maybe I would give it a try.
Yep. I think it looks better, definitely better than JJ and Gold at the moment. Yeah, fair enough. I understand. Makes sense to me. I don't trade GU personally, but otherwise. Kashev, UJ, let me look at it. Yeah, sales don't look bad, but the issue is that previous candle closed just above the support. So I'll be marking that level in just there. We're out of support. The 30-minute structure itself has just flipped bearish by the looks of it. Weekly still falling bullish. Daily consolidation bearish in structure, as is the 4 hour. 4 hour is also a mess. Looks similar to GJ, just consolidating. Yeah, personally in this situation, I'd rather wait for a closure below the support because it could just bounce off it. But if I was to take an impulse entry, what would have been my catalyst to take the impulse entry would have been this candle closing like so. below the body of the candle to the left. And as this candle creates upper wick and begins to break, that would have been impulse entry for me. But seeing it's not done that, what I would wait for personally is this push below, retest, entry. Jai, gold. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. So it's rejecting the resistance formed within yesterday's candle, the bearish candle formed on the way down. No real option for me to sell it just now. I mean, even this closed bearish engulfing, there is absolutely no margin, in my opinion, to take sell back down by the looks of it. It's going to be tough. You're going to have maximum about 17, 18, 16 pips. So if it is close engulfing, it's going to eat into the margin. So right now, what I'm probably going to be waiting for is to see how price reacts to the support at 24.52.58. If it bounces off it, forms support, provides my price action signal, I can look for a buy. Otherwise, buys above the resistance or sells if it does pull back and only to reject yet again. But I mean, we'll see. See how this candle closes, the M15. But as I mentioned, similar to GJ before, I mentioned a closure above that resistance likely going to eat into the margin, which is going to mean there's no buy above and end up rejecting either way. Similar on gold, closure below that 15-minute support, it's likely going to eat into the margin. You're not going to therefore have the margin take it back down to the support. So it's just a matter of waiting for the time being. Sudip, I think 48.49 then buy. Yeah, that could happen as well. I wouldn't discount that. There is support really amongst all the wicks here to the left. It could pull back to any of those levels, and the further it pulls back, and if it makes a clean move to those levels, the more margin it gives you to take a trade back to the upside. So that would not be a bad thing. That would be a good thing. Jai, agreed. Nice one. The markets are pretty slow at the moment. There is not a great deal going on, which is good. I mean, it's all good. Nothing much you can do about it. Just sit, chill, wait, plan. Bitcoin could almost provide a price action catalyst. This candle closed bullish engulfing, and that would not be a bad option. Take a buy back up towards the resistance at 58.50. So what that would require at the moment is simply this candle to flip, close bullish engulfing. That was to be a case. Lower wick on the new candle as it begins to break. That could be your entry. What you're doing at that point there is you're at support, you're forming support, you're pulling away from the support, you've got your catalyst candle, engulfing candle, breaking that minor resistance, forming at support, the consolidation. So that would be a catalyst if it did present. you've had prior to it, albeit a doji candle, you've still closed back bullish, so it's a, you got support. Jose, do you only trade lunch session? Predominantly I do trade. I do have a look at Asian session when I'm not so busy of a day. I haven't really looked at Asian session at all this week, to be honest. I've been quite busy preparing things for before I head off next week. And also MY with the members, 3 to 4 days a week. It's more like 4 days now, to be honest. Actually no, it's more 3. Tuesday to Thursday. But I don't stay on for forever. I usually start about an hour prior to the open, and just depending, I finish the call usually within the first hour of MY open. Thank you for the follow, all the follows, guys. Tyler, DHL, Bully, you, thank you, and welcome, guys. Char, welcome to you. Thank you for the likes, guys. Let's keep an eye on gold. Lucas, possible trade setups at the moment. I'm still waiting for price to come back down, like I mentioned before, for potential gold buys or buys above the high. At this stage, that is the more likely of this scenario. Of the two scenarios, is I'd say the buy above. But I mean, buy from support could present. Sells down. Not sure about just now, to be honest. Just depends where his 15-minute closes, but in order for me to be comfortable selling it, it would have to close bearish engulfing. And if it's to close bearish engulfing, it's going to eat into the margin down to this support, which means it's going to be difficult. So it's attempting to break low as we speak. Yesterday we took 2 trades within the open candle itself. London Open, both were buys, one on GJ, one on gold. Both were wins. This week, personally, I've taken 6 wins and 2 losses. I think all but one of those trades were on stream. One of the losses was with the members. Mind you, that was a really well managed loss. It was a very, very small loss on a GJ sell, I think it was. Next, that was dope yesterday. That was, yeah, it was a good session. Not much volume at all. It's very quiet at the moment. GJ has no idea what it wants to do.
So maybe GU comes into play.
Yep.
So it's
Closes week
rejecting.
bearish. Thank you for the sub, by the way. Yep, I like it.
Yep.
What are you gonna do about stop loss? Are you gonna wait for a lower wick and use that, or gonna use
No,
the
I
low
will,
and
I
manage
will
it?
be in. I will be in when we break the low or the high of the bullish candle.
Yep. Okay. Alright, so gold's about to close. It's not closing engulfing. It's just not, it has not got the volume right now on gold. There is no catalyst yet to give me the confidence to look for any option. Even if I was to sell it back down to the support, close well above the low of that bullish candle. For me, there is nothing at the moment. I just need to patiently wait. GJ, not a bad closure, but again, there is no margin to the resistance. And we're essentially still in consolidation, to be honest, so really not much of a catalyst at all. GU looks the best.
Hi, Justin.
G'day, mate. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Good. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. What have I missed today?
Excuse me. Choking my water. Excuse me. Sorry, mate. Say again.
What did I miss?
Not a great deal. I mean, GU looks the best. BJ had news about been consolidating.
Yeah, actually, I'm holding a trade on GU.
Oh, nice one. And gold is the same, just consolidating. Yep, GU.
I'm holding on GU from about 128, 330, 335, like.
Oh wow. From here.
Yeah.
Off the 2 hour?
Off the 2 hours, yes. Based off of my idea I posted in the group yesterday.
Nice one. Yep. I did see you post that chart in. Good work, mate. Well done. It's looking really good. And what, you've got your stop loss safely into profit?
Yeah.
Nice. Looking really good. What's your target? Your overall target?
Currently, my first target is back close to the tops where it rejected yesterday most.
Around here?
Like just yeah, just above, a little bit above. There.
Okay. Nice one. Yeah, it's looking good. Good entry, man. Really good entry. That's what you were doing when you were up and about that time of night for you. It's pretty late, isn't it? Saw you in the VIP chat. Ah, nice move, man. Well done. OG is pulling back. A refic. Why? I'm not in any trade, to be honest. I don't trade you, so I know nothing. Luke, what would I be looking for? Well, you could be in trade just now. One at previous 30 closed, also previous M15. Didn't have a low wick, so I always prefer a low wick. It looks like it's just pull back to create the low wick. If it breaks on high again, it'd be a nice entry. But there is not a great deal of margin. That's the only issue. But once again, I don't trade GU, so I'm not personally looking at it.
I'm not in right now because it's
No
not creating a lower wick
Yeah, until
at the
now.
beginning. So, and now I will see how it's envelope.
Yeah. Yeah, if it breaks on high again.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
That's
a bad
it,
option.
1-to-1.
Yeah, just now. Yeah, if it pulls back much further, then probably
Yeah,
not going to
then
be worth it.
it's correct.
Nice one. So it's just a rule that we follow. I know Franco, pretty much the same as what I do. I prefer to have a wick in the opposite direction to where I want to enter the trade prior to any entry. And in this case, it saved him from some drawdown right now. He's not involved in the trade, and that's why I wait for that confirmation first. Gold and GJ are an absolute mess. Nick, good afternoon to you, mate. Hope you're well. Booms, welcome. Alexander, welcome to you. And just because my two pairs that I prefer to trade aren't presenting any real option doesn't mean I flick across and write GA looks good, let's just trade it today. But it doesn't look that bad. To be honest, I had no idea what it looked like, I just said it. Silver up to today. Alright, still got the resistance. It needs to close it. No, actually, the resistance is higher up. Yeah, it's at a key level. It'd be hard to buy into it. 3 options to sell it low. Using 123, thank you for the follow. I don't know which one to watch. They both look like shit at the moment. Gold and DJ. Amin, welcome to you. All right, 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in this candle. It's M30. Let's see where it closes. And once again, we'll reassess. Gold is just absolutely crap at the moment. It has no volume at all. But like sometimes the charts are that boring, they can really put you to sleep. Eyes are bloody heavy, to be honest. Sitting here feeling like I'm about to just hit my head on the table. If you hear a thud and I drop from the stream, you don't see me, you know what happened. Happened to a mate of mine, he broke his nose doing it at Macca's years and years ago on a night out. Bang.
So I'm in, Justin.
Broke his nose. You're in?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yep. So you waited for it to create its lower wick and break its own high again?
Yeah, correct.
Nice one. Crypto Lake's opposite from yesterday. It is at the moment. It's looking good. Good to see it so far playing out. Lucas, would you possibly give us a breakdown what the act strategy? It's pretty much, I start drawing my zone. So first of all, I look at the weekly candle for its direction, and at the beginning of the week, more so the previous weekly, just to see the direction of the previous weekly candle itself. So for instance, on GU, we can see the previous weekly candle was a weak bearish candle, so that suggests to me if we were to break it, then likely seeing its left and long wick to the downside, that we've grabbed liquidity from the downside, and if we break it, we're likely going to head up. So I look at the weekly first for the previous week's direction, and then more into the week, how the current weekly candle is developing. Daily, I look at the structure, but more so now the candle probabilities more than anything. Like the closure of the previous daily, how the current daily is forming against the previous daily candle, for instance. 4-hour structure as well, and then I start marking up my charts based off the 4 hours. So I look at the most recent 4-hour resistance and the most recent 4-hour support, mark those levels in, and I can determine where we are within those levels on the chart, and if we're breaking it, or if we're, you know, within it or below it, whatever. Then I go down to the 30 minutes, marking some more zones, the minor zones, and 30-minute is where I start to look for my price action signals to take an entry. So in price action catalyst, I have different confirmations for those, and I need them to form at a predetermined level on the chart, whether it be above a resistance, below a resistance, above a support, below a support, for instance. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. But I mean, you learn a lot just from showing up to these streams on the daily, mate. Because you just hear me say the same thing over and over again. Reason being, because it works. It works for me anyway.
So Justin, today I put my BE at minus 2 pips.
Oh, okay.
Let's
So
see how it's
instead of going to break even, you mean?
Yeah,
Nice one.
but still looking good.
Yeah. Almost taps into a target, but not quite. It'd be nice if it taps in prior to the M30 closure. DJ not quite tapped into the resistance. Yeah, G looking really nice, G, right now.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of to take some profits
As it taps
when
in.
I'm in the area of the resistance.
Yeah. Nice work. GJ, looks like we're closing below, so there's still no confirmation for a buy, and there's no confirmation for a sell. We're closing bullish, strong bullish, but we're still below the resistance, so just need to wait. Gold is just a shit show at the moment. M30 closure.
Close 70% of my position.
Yeah, nice one. I think it's about time you secured some profit. Being that close to TP.
Yeah. When it taps in, if it taps in there, I'm going to just leave a 1% to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll just remove the TP and leave a 1% to see what happens.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Because
Just trail the stop, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of having a TP. That's also a good way to go about it. Nothing wrong with that.
Because I do believe that if it breaks today's high, yesterday's high, it's going to have a long way to go again. Because if you look at it, most of the choppy areas, even though like if we go to the left, we still have like this choppy price action.
Yeah.
But I think if you look at this on the daily, it feels like the
breaks.
First impulse move up was just creating like a retest from this strong impulse move.
Yep.
From the right here, so it's kind of like created this retracement. Then I will only be worried because it's first of all had this kind of where it rejected last time from yesterday's high. There is kind of this zone here to the left. So it's a little bit disturbing, but
yeah, I would have.
Let's see.
Yeah, I agree. Would have been a good level to start securing. Goats, good day to you, mate. Welcome. DJ rejecting as well, so DJ is just stuck. It's in a really choppy mess at the moment. Very difficult to trade. And look at gold. Gold's just, again, barcodes. Not very exciting, but there's not much you can do about it. So, here's what is, as they say. Bitcoin up to. Rejecting. It needs to close below the M30 support. It's not yet done so. Impulse entry. Look, if it broke its own low again, it'd be a valid entry. So it appears to have popped straight down at the open. Not sure if it did. 1 minute. It looks like it may have. If that's the case, it's popping back up. So if it does reject this zone yet again, then that would suggest we grab liquidity from that support. And if it begins to flip again, that'd be not a bad catalyst in price action to take a sell option on Bitcoin. Oh, God. So sore. Next, my concern is we have been bullish for a while on M30 and would assume a retrace on or consolidation around that area. It's in on GU. Yeah, it's at a resistance now, high up against it. Like you are correct. It's made quite a big move for GU, especially you've had no actual bearish candle on the M30 for quite some time now. You would have had 15-minute pullbacks, so that does suggest we have, you know, exhausted, triggered in some sellers. I need to wipe the sellers back out, so that maybe it's just a liquidity grab for it to continue up. The only issue with it now is it's hard pressed against that resistance. So it's way too late, in my opinion, if you're not already in it. I think where Franco going is basically the last option to take that buy. Because now you just need to wait and see if it taps in and rejects, or what it does at that level. Almost taste that beer. Definitely gotta have one. Personally, yeah, definitely.
I think you're having one at the airport, let's not lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm likely gonna have one before the flight.
I'm just waiting for the Instagram, mate. It's gonna be up.
Yeah, it has to be. It's a 1 o'clock flight, so it's surely
It makes
a
no
cheeky one or
difference,
two.
does it?
Sorry?
It makes no difference what the time is. The
No,
airport's
exactly.
timeless.
Even if it's 7 o'clock flight, as long as the bar's open there.
Exactly.
Which in Melbourne it probably wouldn't be at that time, to be honest, but it'll definitely be open for lunch. So got to kill the time. You get there early, get there, you know, mandatory 3 hours prior. Not because you takes that long to get through, but you gotta have some time to actually sit back and have a beer.
Preaching, mate. You know how it is.
Oh mate, and they got bloody good beer on tap at the airport. That's the best part. You got one of my favorites.
What's your fave?
Oh shit, what's the name of it? And like me, I can't remember the name.
You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, I know by the label, but I can't think of the name. One of those ones.
I've got a 6:50 a.m. flight next Wednesday to France, and I still think I'll be just popping in just for one to wet the whistle.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah,
You have to.
needs must.
Exactly. Thing is, I've got no because I'm flying Jetstar. The Aussies will know Jetstar, and they're probably thinking, oh no, don't fly Jetstar. It's like our low-cost carrier. It's Qantas. Well, it's owned by Qantas. But I just cannot refuse it. The ticket was like half the price. So there's no.
It gets you there. You don't have to pedal. It's fine.
And it's not that long a flight. I mean, it's 8 hours. It is, but it's not that bad.
You're gonna raw dog it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I don't have any food or anything. I'll just take some protein bars. Smash a few of those.
Nice.
Maybe order a beer. I'll see. Nothing better. Agreed, CryptoLink. Plus 500? No. Don't go plus 500, mate. No, I will not trade on plus 500. I have before. That was my initiation into trading. It's plus 500. Holy Daddy, how much did you make so far? Nothing today. Not taking trade so far.
So I'm out Justin.
Oh, okay. Yep, pull back.
Yeah.
Very close. It's just high up, hard pressed against that resistance, so
Yeah.
only issue. But worth the effort, worth the entry, I believe. What time frame? They're only the 30-minute. But I'll look at the 15. That beer. Damn. took a photo of it last time. I can't remember. Delete it now. Anyway, I can taste it. Oh, mate. Very fruity beer, actually. Goes down really well. Well, I mean, let's face it, any beer goes down really well prior to flight. don't need the best one, do you? I could even have like a Xauusd or a Carlton draft or something that's like our local, and that would be good enough. Surely Taiwan's Gold member? Nah, I am actually a frequent flyer member, but the ticket was ridiculously expensive. So I had no choice, to be honest. Lucas, Thailand, my friend, I spend a lot of time there. Have a house there. What part? It's the northeast. So it's Isan. It's a place called Udon Thani. It's not far from the Laos border. About a 45-minute drive to Vientiane. Some of you might know it as.
No border running this time.
No
Not
border.
that long enough.
Uh,
No border running.
Probably not, but you get 60 days exemption upon entry now, as opposed to 30. So that's better.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I probably won't need to either way. Yeah, I think they're a little bit more relaxed about it right now because of they need the foreign cash to pump the economy, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So it all depends on the rhetoric at the time. At the moment, they're all about the money, so better for us. Next, we're not letting you off the stream without the beer name. And I can picture the bloody logo. Oh, James Bogues. Although that's a good beer though. Disloyal? To be honest, because it's the only time I've ever really drunk is when I'm at the airport, but it's a cracking beer. So straight away I go to that exact same pub each time. Oh, gold. Absolute shit show on both gold and GJ at the moment. It's got, now I've got to remember it, but I can't. Pissing me off. Tell you what though, it's not cheap, but then again, nothing in an airport is, isn't it?
I was gonna say it's daylight robbery.
It is. It's ridiculous.
But it doesn't stop us.
Exactly. You're in the mood for it. Got the you're in holiday mode and don't really think about the price too much.
You don't have like a Weatherspoons kind. Do you know what I mean by Weatherspoons?
No.
There's a place in England that sells cheap pints, really cheap pints, and there's always one in an airport.
Oh really?
So you can order on the app, regardless of where you are, as long as you know the person's table number. And that's usually a fun game if you're flying solo.
Oh,
Let a few
wow.
people know what your table number is and just see what arrives.
Oh wow. It'd be an interesting
I
game.
was going to say if you yeah, well, that's what I was thinking for you if you're away. Drop that table number in and off we go.
That's an interesting way to go about things.
Danger points.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure how they do it here, to be honest. I think we're pretty backwards still in Melbourne. I don't think we're caught up to you guys over there, to be honest. And the Melbourne airports, I mean, it's just been renovated, but it's still quite small in comparison to a lot of the major international airports, which is, I think it's a good thing. The Dubai airport is nuts. I remember going through, stopping over on the way to London. That was crazy. That's massive. Even Bangkok's, that's a big airport. All right, so gold still consolidating, absolute trash. GJ right back in consolidation, trash. Nothing we can do at the moment. Nick, what's the go for owning land in Thailand? My mate and I were looking at it. Seems foreigners can only own, you can own apartments quite easily. In land, you need to register a business, and you can only own 49%. It still has to be predominantly Thai owned. So you need to really trust someone. But what you can do is you have, look, it's hard to say because you could have a few different, locals, nationals that don't necessarily know each other, but then if you do something rub in the wrong way and they put their minds together, then you could be in trouble. So look, there are ways around it, and I think they're trying to open up, they're considering opening up to foreign investment so people can actually buy land without needing the name, the actual predominantly owned by a Thai local. So, but yeah, the best way to go about it is to register a business. Good thing is, it's all that stuff, all that information is quite easy to find out over there, and it's not expensive. There's many different agents, even the real estate agents can help you out with all that. Yeah, you break up the amount. Yeah, you just hope that they don't partner up and try to screw you over, and that's the only thing. But to be honest, most of them are really nice people, so it would be in my opinion, be beyond most of them. I don't think it's something they would consider doing. Princess timeframes 4 hour and M30. Also the M15 at times, but mainly the 4 hour and the 30. 4 hours the gray zones. This one's subjective. The reason why I've got it in gray is because I've tapped into some support to the left, and now it's holding as a pretty strong level. And the 30-minute is the blue zones. So yeah, they're the two different time frames. Yeah, but condos are easy. Condos and apartments you can own in your own name. You can even get finance, so long as you put down a pretty decent deposit. I'll see, I might do some vlogs from over there.
What are you going to do? You're splitting your time between sun and time.
Say again, mate?
Are you splitting your time up while you're there with between Sai and your son, or are you
yeah, well,
travel around a bit?
The good thing is her hometown is not all that far from where they are as well.
Yeah.
And her and her family have just started up a bit of a business, so she's got to spend time there while I'm with my son, and we'll in between we'll catch up fairly often either way.
Nice.
So she'll spend time where I am, and I'll spend time where she is, and yeah, be good. We'll work it out.
Good.
looking forward to it. So, seeing the lovely lady and the little big man. He's a tall kid.
Does he know you're coming?
I think he knows. I haven't actually told him yet, but he knows because I've been asking him, trying to fish around to see what he wants for his birthday.
Good.
Once again, he's all about the money. Last year was gold. This year he wants cash in his account. He's different. He's not he doesn't want toys and that. He's 9 years old. He's not interested in that type of thing. Toys, gadgets. Well, actually, he's into his electronics and that. A little smartwatch.
Gaming.
Gaming, yeah. He's into gaming and that. But apparently he's pretty keen on a smartwatch. That'll likely be his birthday present.
Nice.
This is just shit house.
Yeah, just do something, please.
I know. It's boring. Most like this, because there is absolutely no confirmation at all to take any trade. Which is alright. I mean, there's nothing, nothing you do about that, unfortunately. But personally, if I was not streaming, I would just charts of shit. I know, need to wait for closures. For instance, I'd be coming back in 8 minutes just to see where these candle closed, and then if it shit again, I'd be coming back another 30 minutes or whatever. But maybe pre-MY. Are you around for pre-MY today?
What sort of time are you doing?
Time, probably about... What's 10 is... Probably around midday. Maybe just before it today, actually, around 11:30. So like either 11:30 or between 11:30 and midday your time.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Nice one. Sorry to keep you awake, my friend. That's how I feel, honestly. My eyes are heavy.
It's been a long old week.
Oh, I can imagine, mate. Got much on for the weekend?
I've got a wedding this weekend, so I'm best man
right.
on Saturday.
Yeah. So you're gonna
so speech is all ready. Just need to turn up and deliver.
All right. And then you can get legless.
I might participate, yes. Yeah, there's a little Friday night wedding party, knees up, so I've got to try and take it a bit steady there.
Nice one.
And then back here on the Sunday, a couple of days work, and then off for another wedding.
Nice one. Busy man.
Unfortunately so.
That's also a good thing though.
It is a good thing, but the body is feeling it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm sore, man. I probably need a break from the gym for a week or so. I've been really hitting it hard.
I haven't been this week, but yeah, last week I was pretty good.
Yeah. How's the shoulders?
Feeling relative. There's still a slight imbalance. It's definitely getting better, but there is still. I've really been trying to work hard on that, and just I'm probably neglecting certain areas and just working really quite a lot on my back and shoulders just to try and keep them as strong as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. No
unfortunate
no problem.
incidents.
No, exactly. I was trying to think how I was going to work this.
I'm waiting for him, mate. I hope it doesn't happen.
her granddad asked me how I did them all on Sunday.
Oh, really?
And I'm
Rugby,
thinking,
old
oh,
rugby injuries.
Rugby, all sorts, swimming.
Yeah, that's it. 100%.
You know it.
Oh, mate. Imagine explaining that. Imagine explaining the truth.
I can't.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. Thank you for the rose, Luke. Appreciate it. Guys don't need to send gifts or anything. It's all good, but I do appreciate it, and nonetheless. What a slow stream. Compared to yesterday. Yesterday was all happening. I mean, since we started, gold has been pretty much the best part of the last 1.5 hours being stuck in the same spot. Well, the last hour anyway. But since that closure of that pre-London candle, it's not moved, basically. Even GJ is pretty much where we started the stream. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get cracking, guys. I'm gonna go. We're not gonna get anything just now. Gold, it's not gonna close above in the next 3 and a bit minutes. It's highly unlikely. GJ's right at consolidation, so there's no entry on GJ. So what I'd be looking for to conclude is simply right now, both need to make a clear move. So GJ wouldn't be chasing a sell because he's selling it into consolidation. I'd like for it to actually make a clear move down. It's either going to bounce off to form a support and buy it, try to clear move up, where it's even going to bounce off, form resistance and reject it, to sell it, or either we're looking for options either side of the range right now. So close the flow potentially below that point then, 188.755 would be an option to sell it, retest, and then look for the sell point continuation and for the buy. Same type of thing, closure above, retest, and look for the continuation to buy at that point there. Would not be interested in the impulse entry because we keep rejecting, so you need the confirmation of the closure above. Gold is just a shit show at the moment, pretty absolute barcode, so could be in anticipation of news to come. We might not move until closer to retail sales later on. Similar analysis applies to gold, so closures above for this buy option. If it does pull back, want it to make a clear move. So if it pulls back down now, makes a clear move, look for options to buy it from support. If you get your price action catalyst, clear move up, rejection to sell it. And I wouldn't be selling it below the support because you're running straight into more support. But if it, for instance, does make a clear move down, we've got all these levels to the left where we've been looking for price action catalyst to form for a potential buy. So look for your engulfing candles, things like that, or a bit of consolidation forming, such as very similar to what we had just here. There's a really good example. And as soon as price closes above, which it did on that particular candle, retest, begins to pull away from it. That's your potential entry point. That's what I'll be looking at if price did pull back to form support on gold. And that is pretty much it otherwise. So not a bad stream, just nothing presenting, so nothing else. We reserve equity, and we go again. So for the members, I'll jump on 3NY, see what we've got for a session. And yeah, Michael, are you full-time? Well, kind of, but at the same time not really, because I do have other interests in the background, but I trade the same time each day. At the moment, my account probably is enough for a full time, to be honest. It has been in the past, but I've rated it multiple times for what has been a money pit of a house over in Thailand due to the weather conditions. but it's all good. I'll get it back. Yeah, but that's about it. Appreciate you all for joining, guys. Ben, Franco, Mr. Phil, thank you. I'll probably catch you all later.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, man. See you later.
See you guys. And to the YouTube and TikTok, appreciate you guys for joining. If you could smash the likes, YouTube, you know the deal. If you want to know any more about the services I do provide, links are all down below in the description. Join the free Discord group as well, guys. Have a look for that down in the description below. And I will catch you guys tomorrow from 4:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Friday, which is 7:30 a.m. UK time for those of you over in the UK, 8:30 for those of you in Europe. And that's about it, guys. Take care, have a good one, trade safe. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers, guys. See you then. Bye.